EQing drums can be a very rewarding process. You do need to keep in mind that mic placement is critical. If you don't place your mics right on the drums, you'll never get a good sound using EQ. So let's dive in. We'll start at the kick drum and work our way down. The first thing we'll do is make sure that our high pass filter is turned off, because you want the low frequencies on a kick drum. Then we'll take out some low mid energy. We'll start around 250 Hertz, take some of that out. The next thing we'll do is take out some mid-range frequencies. We'll do a cut around 250 Hertz and another around 500 or 600 Hertz. Now this helps get rid of the boxy sound, or keeps the drum from sounding like it's made out of plastic. Now that we've got rid of those unwanted frequencies, we'll add some low frequencies. And then we can add some high frequencies for attack. Now, if your console lets you choose your low frequency, you can choose anywhere between 40 Hertz and 80 Hertz. And on the high frequencies, you can add some 4K or some 10K. Now, let's move on to the snare. Snare drums come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, and all have their own unique sound. The first thing we'll do is turn on the high pass filter. This gets rid of any unwanted low frequencies. We'll play with a few different frequencies and let you hear what they sound like here, and you can decide what you want your snare to sound like. Low mid frequencies in a snare drum can be a very good thing. You might not think that initially, but they add a lot of warmth and body to the snare and keep it from sounding too thin and too painful. So I'll add some 250 Hertz and let you hear that. And then if I take it away, you'll hear how thin the drum sounds. So now I'll go back to 0. And I'm going to add just a little bit of that. Now, you can also add some 3 or 4K if you want more attack or more cut through the mix. Now, you have to be careful because this frequency can also be very painful, so too much of it is a very bad thing. As you hear, it definitely cuts more. Now, if I take this away, the drum sounds very dull and very dark and would be very hard to pick out in a mix. So we'll go back and add just a little bit. Now you can also add some high frequencies around 10K. This adds air to the drum. You may also notice that you hear the cymbals more, so you have to be careful and not add too much. Now every drum's different, so any combination of these boosts and cuts might be helpful for you. Now we'll move on to the hi-hat. First thing we'll do in the hi-hat is put our high pass filter on to get rid of unwanted low frequencies. We'll also go ahead and take out some low frequencies on the EQ just in case anything else is getting by. Now hi-hat mics are usually used just to supplement when needed, so you're probably not going to want a lot of it, but if you do, you're going to want the high frequencies. You might want to take out some 3 or 4K to get rid of the hurt. And then you can add some high frequencies if you want it. If your hi-hat mic sounds muddy, you can take out some low mid frequencies. If your hi-hat mic sounds muddy, you can take out some mid-range frequencies. So that's hi-hat, pretty simple. Now we'll move on to toms. Now we'll move on to toms. Toms are similar to kick drum in how you EQ them. First thing we'll do is take out some low mid energy. We'll take out somewhere around 250 Hertz, and then we'll also take out somewhere around 500 or 600 Hertz. So this gets rid of the plasticky or boxy sound of a drum. Now you can add some low frequencies if you need to, and then we'll add some high frequencies too. This adds attack to the drum. You can usually EQ both toms in a pretty similar fashion and get good results. So that's toms. Now we'll move on to overheads. Now we'll move on to the overheads. The first thing we'll do is make sure that the high pass filter is on because we don't want any unnecessary low frequencies in our overheads. Now we can start by taking out any mid-range energy that might make the cymbals sound muddy. But don't take out too much because you can make your cymbals sound too thin. Now if your cymbals are piercing or painful to listen to, you can try taking out some 3 or 4K. This makes the cymbals more pleasant and allows you to push them louder without being painful. So that's overheads. Now I'll push the whole drum kit up and let you hear what everything sounds like all together.